you forget it all. You forget everything. You know, all your worries, all your pains, that's just gone, you know. And I think that's what drew him to the river so much, because it had that property to just make all that evaporate and disappear.
We're in Cooper Landing, Alaska on the Kenai Peninsula. People from all over the world come to fish the Kenai, and that's what, you know, Dusty and I and the boys do, man. We take people from all over the place to come and experience this river and show them what it's all about. Yeah, so here's our shop, man, and you know, this shop's got a lot of history, man, with trout fitters, and Curt kind of started this shop pretty small, man, back in the day.
It was 1983. Curt gave up his real job to come and just guide on the Kenai.
Captain Curt Trout, operating his red sockeye fly fishing school. We can catch all the red sockeye salmon you want to catch.
Back then, there wasn't a lot of people really focusing on the trout fishery. It's all about the salmon. I can't imagine how amazing it was for them to be like some of the only guys up here fishing for trout.
The biggest one I've got in the last couple of years is 37 inches.
Like seeing the pictures of the fish that guy had caught, you know, for us, we didn't know any, you know, we were just little creek anglers, man. Like, you know, we hadn't seen rainbows like that.
I mean, he was the quarterback of the football team, you know, he was the homecoming king. Like, when you're a teenager, like, he was kind of what you wanted to strive to be.
Well, I guess the first time that he handed me a bag of beads, he was like, here, you take these out there. Man, it was lights out. Like, it was every cast. It was nothing like I'd ever seen before. It was crazy.
Yeah, the happiest times I ever saw him, you know, and he was out here on the river. Just the healing and the therapy that being on that river brings you, you know. And he was always sick, he was always ill, he was always in pain. And he just seemed to forget about all that on that river.
The first time I met him, he asked me to go fishing with him. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, yeah, I'll go fishing with you. And then he said, you want to go again tomorrow? Physically, he started to get to the point where he couldn't row the boat anymore. And so he basically was like, do you want to learn how to row? I'll teach you. It was his idea that I start guiding. We spent a lot of time on the water together, catching a lot of fish. Him catching a lot of fish, me rowing. I loved it.
You know, Curt Trout was a visionary in the world of fishing, but his passion for teaching and passing on what he knew.
You could get that same feeling just by other people being in the boat, you know, watching them have those sensations. You know, watching somebody else catch a fish and having it go crazy, and the smile on their face and make a smile appear on his face, you know. And it just gets to the point where you don't got to be the one holding the rod, you know. Seeing somebody else happy and having a great time makes you happy and have a great time, you know. And the fact that you could share that with somebody else that might not have had that opportunity without you, you know, is a great feeling.
Eventually, Curt's health kind of was, he wasn't doing really good as far as health-wise and stuff, and so we all were guiding, and then he really wanted us to kind of take over more responsibility and run the business. We really care a lot because, I mean, for obvious reasons, but mostly like we really do like want to do right by Curt.
My dad passed, and I mean, if you were able to ask him, you know, if you were ever going to leave this world, how would you want to do it? He did it verbatim to how his answer would have been.
The last time I saw him, you know, he was ready to go fishing, so he had like his waders on and everything, and I'll never forget, I looked up at the hill. He was up the hill a ways looking down at me. He asked me if I wanted to go with him, and I couldn't or whatever, but we just made this like connection. Yeah, I'll never forget it because it was so Curt, and he just kind of smiled and said goodbye to me.
Yeah, and I just remember us sitting there inside, like not saying anything. And I remember that day because it was snowing, like it must have snowed like 12 inches that night, man, down where we were at on the Lower Peninsula.
It happened after a day of fishing with good friends, and it happened at the end of the day, crossing the lake. Kicked his feet up on the bow of the boat and took a nap and just never woke up. Which I can't imagine a better way to go after fishing all day with, you know, good friends, and then to pass on the river, you know, in the lake and the river system that you love. And that was just what a way to go.
I think people that didn't know Curt, I mean, I think they know that he started trout fitters. I think a lot of people know that he had a lot to do with the fishery. And also I think they know that he's Cam Trout's dad. Yeah, I think they know about Cameron. But I think they all just think he's a legend. Without really knowing why. They just know he was a legend and is a legend. Yeah.